University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
Good afternoon, Xavier Musketeers. Today's March 24th, 2023, and I'm Logan Herrera.
And I'm Anthony Fredrickson. This is Xavier News.
After the recent bank collapse, Silicon Valley has seen an increase in layoffs. Just recently, Meta has announced that 10,000 more workers will be laid off, and Amazon is said to cut more than 9,000 workers. These layoffs seem to be both due to the recent bank crashes and a weakening economy.
Hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets in France this past Thursday to protest against proposed pension reforms by the French government. French workers staged a national strike throughout Thursday, where French police said around 1,000 or more people began to act out violently. So far, there have been reports of people setting fires, throwing smoke bombs, and damaging property. To try and combat some of the aggression, French police have begun to use tear gas and water cannons to separate the angry mobs.
Have you noticed rising egg prices? Superstar reporter Sarah Wenzel went to the local chicken farm to investigate.
Okay, girls. So we decided to grow chickens and plant our own food because one thing, chickens are a great source of protein. And we did this before there was the chicken shortage. And it was twofold. One, we could process all of our leftover food and all of our table scraps, and we could convert it to human protein that we could consume as a family. And the quality of the eggs that we get from here are more nutritious than what you can get from a store. So it's a very good form of ecology.
The avian flu pandemic is really sad. A lot of birds have been lost. A lot of family farms and large production farms in particular have been really strongly impacted, especially farms of large scale. And just like when we were in the pandemic and we did this social distancing, that tends to be a good practice for viruses, even plant viruses. If you can keep things further away from one another, it'll slow down the spread or reduce the spread. Where things very crowded, it will spread very rapidly. So the typical production systems that are feeding into our grocery stores, large chain grocery stores, they would tend to be very large scale, 1 million birds on a farm, and pretty close quarters. So those kinds of growing conditions are more susceptible to something like a virus going through. So keeping our numbers small, keeping the birds in open quarters, that's going to help a lot.
So one thing you learn about agriculture is you have to learn about the laws of nature. And if you violate the laws of nature, there will be consequences. And one of the consequences is if you have too big of an operation, disease and pathogens become a huge problem. And then you're constantly fighting them. When we tried to grow our flock from about 12 birds to 20 birds, they always died back to 12 birds. So we realized that that's the natural number of birds that we need to keep for an operation is 12. When you go and exceed 12 birds, you end up then fighting nature and pathogens, and it just isn't worth the fight. And a lot of people don't understand where the food comes from. They don't understand what goes into making it. And it also teaches you that you're no longer the center of the universe, that nature will keep you very humble.
Devices. Now there is heat regarding the damaging of child users on the app and the data collected that comes with it. U.S. lawmakers and TikTok CEO Xiaozi Chu battled it in court, mainly concerning the claims of the Chinese Communist Party collecting data through the app. While TikTok has a China-based parent company, ByteDance, Chu denied the app's association with the Chinese Communist Party.
The world's first 3D printed rocket, Terran 1, nicknamed Good Luck, Have Fun, launched in Florida late Wednesday night, along with having 9 3D printed engines, the first of its kind. It is also the first rocket to have liquid methane as its fuel. Unfortunately, the rocket then failed a few minutes after launch. This is not the first company-made rocket to fail mere minutes after takeoff. As following SpaceX's success, a string of new spaceflight companies have emerged from the woodwork with similarly unsuccessful rockets.
This coming Wednesday, show off your business knowledge as the Finance Association hosts a trivia night for all of the College of Business. The event goes from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Make sure to register if you're interested.
Carol Lynch gives us an inside look at the XUFTVClub tennis team.
The biggest difference between D1 and club tennis would probably be the intensity of play. I feel whenever I see the D1 people playing, it's definitely faster paced and a little bit more competitive. With club tennis, it's a bit more low-key. It can still be competitive, but not as much as D1, I'd say. I chose club tennis because back in high school I played a lot and I wasn't good enough to make the D1 team, so I decided to try club tennis and I really liked it, so I've been doing it my last 2 years of here at Xavier, so it's been fun.
The scoring in tennis, so basically you would win 4 points in a game to get 1 game, and then you would want to get up to 6 games. So after you win 4 points, you get 1 game, you do that 6 different times, you get to 6 games, you win. If it's at 5-all, it would go to 7. It's at 6-all, it's a tie break, a bit too complicated, but main thing, it's the first team or player to get to 6 games.
I'd say one of the biggest differences between club tennis and D1 tennis is that on the club team we have a little bit more freedom as to who plays what, and we get to go play all the schools instead of just the schools in our league.
My favorite thing about club tennis is definitely the travel tournaments. We go all over like different places, and it's really fun just to get to know people on the team better and play other schools. I decided to join club tennis because I played it all 4 years in high school, so I wanted to continue doing something that I enjoy, and I also wanted to get to know more people who share similar interests.
Favorite thing about club tennis is just all the friends here. You know, it's fun playing, it's fun talking to people, fun listening to music. Thank you. Represent.
British Airways announced that they are set to launch direct flights out of CVG to London this summer. It will only be direct flights out of Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana, and some passengers may find it more beneficial versus connecting through a major U.S. airport, such as Chicago O'Hare or JFK, before reaching the UK. The flights will run 5 times a week once established.
In honor of National Women's Month, we asked students on campus who their favorite woman is.
Happy Women's History Month to all the women out there and all other genders too, I guess. Today I'm going to be asking everyone on campus who's their favorite woman. Aaron, what is your favorite woman?
My favorite woman is Mary Shelley.
Honestly, I have to give it to my mom for being just incredible. She's raised 4 boys with so much going on in her life that it's impeccable that she was able to.
My favorite woman is gotta be my twin sister. I think she's just like an amazing person. I would be who I am without her.
My favorite woman is Blake Lively, mainly because of the work she does with Child Rescue Coalition.
Paige, who is your favorite woman?
Rihanna. Tammy Pika.
Who's that?
My friend's mom.
Shout out to moms everywhere. Happy Women's History Month. Who's your favorite woman?
My favorite woman is my mother because she made me the person I am today, and I couldn't be here without her.
I would definitely say my mom. I couldn't do anything without her, just like he said before. And I mean, she's just like the person who made me. Without her, I'm nothing.
I guess I'm gonna say my older sister.
Shout out to older sisters everywhere. For International Women's History Month, who's your favorite woman of all time?
My favorite woman of all time would have to be my mom.
You know what? You were definitely not the first person to say they're a mom.
I thought I was going to get bonus points for that one.
You do. You know, we love moms here at XUTV, so thank you for participating.
What's your favorite woman, Anthony?
My favorite woman would probably have to be Dolly Parton. And speaking of Dolly Parton, we're actually opening a show this weekend here at Xavier that she wrote. With spring registration starting next week, check your registration time throughout the online student hub. Before you register for classes, make sure to check for any holds. If you have any holds on your account, you cannot register for classes until that hold is resolved. To prepare for registration, you can make a schedule plan with all your desired classes, and when your registration time opens, you can automatically load it in without having to look for your courses the day of. Once all your classes are selected, do not forget to hit submit. You will not be registered for your classes until you hit submit in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Good luck registering for classes.
Be sure to come out to the theater this weekend. Xavier Theater presents 9 to 5. The first show is tonight at 7 p.m., and there are 3 other shows this weekend. Our very own Alexa Cruiser plays Dora Lee, a character originated by Dolly Parton, and Anthony Fredrickson as Bob. Please come out and support her. And Anthony, you want to give any words about the musical?
Go to the Xavier Theater website and get your tickets for 9 to 5. We have 4 shows this weekend, 1 tonight, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. That's all from the news desk.
We'll be right back with the Xavier Weekend Weather Report.
Put it in the light.
Okay. So Austin's right.
This way? Yeah.
Oh, we are pouring. No, but we need this. So we're gonna pour. Now
Hello everyone, I'm Maddie McHugh, and this is your Xavier Weekend Weather Report. Make sure to grab your umbrellas because this weekend we can expect it to be rainy with a low of 46 and a high of 51 on Friday. On Saturday, we can expect it to be rainy with a low of 30 and a high of 59. On Sunday, we can expect it to be partially cloudy with a low of 42 and a high of 60. This has been your Xavier Weekend Weather Report, and let's go to Drew with sports.
Hello everybody, my name is Drew Collins and you're watching the Sports Report. Today is a sweet day for Xavier University. Our men's basketball team takes on Texas in the Sweet 16 tonight at 9:45 p.m. If they beat Texas, they'll be in the Elite Eight for the 4th time in school history. And just a little fact, they say history repeats itself. Well, I hope that is true, as in 2004 when Xavier was in the Sweet 16 and they beat the Longhorns to advance to the Elite Eight. And if that happens, they'll play Sunday against the winner of Houston and Miami. In other news, the baseball team took a horrifying loss to the other team in the city, but they look to bounce back on a road trip to the Rocky Top to face West Virginia. And men's tennis will face Dayton tonight at 7 p.m., while women's tennis takes on the Memphis Tigers at 5 p.m. The soccer clubs will be busy this weekend as well. The women's team will face the Ohio Bobcats tomorrow at 2 p.m., and the men's team will travel to Marshall. And that match starts at 2 p.m. tomorrow as well. In global sports, this past Sunday, the second round of Formula One World Championship took place in Saudi Arabia. Sergio Perez of Red Bull Racing won the race from pole, with his teammate Max Verstappen finished second after starting 15th. And to finish things off here with professional sports here in the Tri-State, FC Cincinnati currently stands in 3rd place in the Eastern Conference with 2 wins and 2 draws. The Cincinnati Bengals signed left tackle Orlando Brown to a 4-year contract to protect the blind side of Joe Burrow. And last but not least, the Cincinnati Reds only have 4 spring training games left before opening day on Thursday, March 30th. Well, that's a wrap on the Sports Report this week. Let's go X and horns down.